Power outages can happen at any time, without warning, and can leave your home powerless for days. Hilscher Clark has partnered with Generac to bring you the #1 selling home standby generator brand, engineered and built in the USA since 1959. With a home standby generator, your home will never lose power again. Generac generators activate automatically in the event of any power loss and restore power to your home within seconds. Don't leave your home unprotected. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark's residential division are experts in their profession and go above and beyond to provide you with quality, efficient service at a fair price. Starting with the estimate, they keep you informed regarding status and completion of your projects. They also give you shorter arrival windows and send you email and text confirmations of your scheduled service appointment, as well as notifications when their electricians are on their way to your home. Hilscher Clark's Google reviews speak for themselves, with more than 270 reviews and 4.9 stars. And if you've just recently purchased an electric vehicle but don't want to rely on public chargers to keep your battery full, Hilscher Clark has all the juice you can handle for your home vehicle charging needs. Hilscher Clark is a certified Q Merit Solutions partner, making them market leaders in electrification and recommended by local dealerships. Visit them online at www.hilscher-clark.com. That's HILSCHER-CLARKE.com. Or stop down and see them at 519 4th Street Northwest in downtown Canton. Or contact Hilscher Clark today at 330-452-9806. That's 330-452-9806. Remember, it's your home, it's our family. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark. Welcome in, everybody, to Wednesdays at the Wink. I'm TJ Downing with the SMG Network, joined by the Walsh Cavaliers every Wednesday here at the Washington Square Winking Lizard right across the street from campus. Make sure you stop out here and patronize them. Great food, great drinks, all the great things you need when you're leaving that Walsh Cavalier athletic event. Make sure to stop by here at the Washington Square Winking Lizard. Today we're joined by the men's basketball team, Coach Shardo, my guy Garrison Kiesler over here. I tell you what, guys, just tell me about the tournament, how this whole thing has how it unraveled from Trevecca to Cedarville. The one against Trevecca, that was a 2-point victory. Handled your business against Cedarville, handled business against Thomas More, but what a great run. What a great way, Coach, to be able to do it right over here on your home court.
For sure. I mean, anytime you get a chance to play the conference tournament on your home court, it's huge. And for us, this was our 3rd year in a row hosting. So, like I said, it's a big advantage when you don't have to travel. You have familiarity. You guys are sleeping in their own beds. That's a big advantage when it comes to tournament time.
Garrison, you guys were able to get it done on the court. Obviously, you guys are well coached by Coach Shardo and Coach JY. But tell me the chemistry on the court. You know, it's a little bit different, right, than the regular season. And for me, you know, I'm partial to the one time I got to come out there and broadcast with you guys. And my guy Jeff Tyler, the natural, usually handles the job. But when I came out there for the Lake Erie game, I mean, you guys trailed the entire game, but you just stayed focused. You stayed dialed in. And when your moment came late in the game, you guys took full advantage of it. And again, no, that's still regular season. That's closing out the end of the regular season. How much of a different feeling is it once you get into tournament time?
Yeah, tournament time's the best time of the year. I mean, it's what you work all season for, especially because for us, like winning the tournament, you can punch your ticket to the national tournament. So it's what we all look forward to the entire year. I mean, obviously you want to work and win the regular season and win as many games as you can, but when it comes down to tournament time, you want to be playing your best ball so that you can punch that ticket.
What did you say there, Coach? National tournament? Tell us about it, man. Tell us about the opponent coming up here, and really what is it that most people that may not have been familiar with this team that you guys will see out in Indianapolis, what do they bring to the table that you guys have to be prepared for the most?
Well, they're well coached. And when we were in the GLIAC years ago, we played against Lake Superior State, you know, every year. They have the same coach they do now. So they run some good stuff. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They're tough. And one thing I noticed about them is their top 5 scorers, or their starting 5, all average between like 10 and 13. So they're pretty balanced. They don't have a single guy we have to key on. So sometimes those teams are hard to prepare for because they have multiple guys that can put the ball in the hoop.
Coach, you know, for Garrison, he's been your leader all year. You've seen Zach kind of grow up alongside him, a testament to his leadership. But tell me about some of these guys, these role players that have come off the bench. I mean, I see Satterfield sitting here, and I'm just like, man, he comes in there, the game I did, gets the alley-oop, big 3-pointer, comes across the lane, offhand, lays it in. I mean, when you've got guys that can come off the bench and do that, that's a game changer for you guys, right?
For sure. And if you look at any good team or team that's had success, they have guys that step up throughout the season. So, you know, we have, I call our top 3 scorers with Gary, Zach, and Kobe. And those guys are usually pretty consistent. But this year, if you look at our schedule, I mean, Logan Murray at Finley had over 20. Aiden Satterfield had a couple big games recently. I mean, Milan Square went to Ashland and had, 20?
Yeah.
Won us the game there. So any good team, you're going to have guys step up because, your top 3 scorers or whatever you have are not going to be consistent every night. So good teams have guys that can step up and win you games.
So I'm calling you Gary now. Is that? Am I allowed to roll with that now? Am I part of the club here?
Yeah,
Gary,
if you want to.
Listen, man. For you, when you see that, you see your guy coming off the bench. You see it in practice, right, Coach? You
sure.
get those minutes in the game. You may not be a starter, but you get those minutes by showing up in practice, and being a leader on that side of things. For you, when you see him come in there and he punches down the hoop and he's dropping 3 balls, I mean, that's got to kind of give you chills too, right? Because it's like, man, in a way, it's taking a little bit of pressure off of you, right?
Yeah, I love seeing that. It does take a lot of pressure off me, but also he's the type of kid that comes in and works every morning. He never cheats the game, and we have that saying that, if you never cheat the game's never going to cheat you. And he's a true testament to that. He's in the gym every single morning, no matter what's going on with his playing time, how our team's doing. He's in there every morning, and it pays off. So when it comes to the games and he gets his minutes, he's ready to go, and it showed in that Lake Erie game and down our whole tournament stretch. He's won us multiple games this year.
TJ Downing here with the SMG Network. Wednesdays at the Wink with our good friends, the Walsh Cavaliers. Walsh University right across the street, so make sure you stop out over here at Washington Square, Winking Lizard. Special shout out to a lot of different partners: Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Altman, and Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospitals. Also the Sam Center. Make sure to check them out, what they have going on up at their new facility in Canal Fulton. Coach, give me in just a few words. I'm sure you could probably describe a lot of things because it's a long stretch from 25-4, right? So from Oakland to Thomas More, what is the biggest development and growth you've seen for this basketball team?
I think on the defensive end, if you look at the start of our season, we made a lot of threes early, like Oakland, Grand Valley. We had a lot of threes those games, and we were kind of writing off our offense. Then we kind of went through a stretch where we started 1-3 in the league, and if you look at that stretch of games, we were giving up a lot of points. So we kind of went back to our core, our defense, kind of what we do. We've tweaked a couple things on the defense side of the ball, and ever since then we've been guarding, and that's what's been winning us games. I mean, if you look at our scores, offensively we're not putting up a lot of points from game to game from time to time, but we can always rely on that defense, and that's what I love about this team. Defense travels. Anytime you go into a tournament setting or you're on the road, you give yourself a chance to win.
Make sure to download or get the Walsh Cavaliers mobile app wherever you get them at, over at Apple Store or Google Play. Get the Walsh Athletics mobile app. Check in on this guy right here. You'll be able to get his stats. You can get schedules, everything coming up, because we're on the backside right now. I mean, shoot, it's nice out here now. It
Beautiful.
doesn't feel like a winter sport, right? But you guys are on the back end of it. But you can get tickets, purchase tickets, get stats, scores, schedules, everything going on with Walsh Cavalier Athletics. Download the Walsh Cavalier mobile app. All right. Gary, for you, when you think about this is the next tournament, right? It's that national stage you talked about. When you are in the locker room, you and your boys, you're talking about playing this Lake Superior team. What are some of the messages between you guys? I mean, what are you guys talking about right now? I mean, is it? Hey, it's a little bit different than the conversation you might have before a Lake Erie, or maybe even bigger than what you would have with Malone, but. Tell me about the conversations with your guys and what the energy's like right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are excited. For a few guys, it's their first time. And like for Aiden Carter on our team, this past weekend was his first time cutting the net down. And so that was a big thing for him. And so, it's nice seeing the new guys come in. But we also had guys on our team that were there 2 years ago when we lost in the round of 32. And we're ready to come back for more. We got a taste of what it's like, and we want more in this tournament. So I think most of the guys are locked in, ready to go, and we're just excited for this new tournament coming on.
When you talk about taking pressure off of yourself, we mentioned some of the guys, some role players coming off the bench, but what's it been like having Kobe next to you, man? I mean, he's come in and he's done some really nice things for you. I mean, having that type of production has been huge, and I mean, for you to have that alongside you, it's got to be comforting, I guess, so to say, right?
Yeah, it's amazing, and he's top 10 in the country. I think he's 7 in the country and made threes per game, and that's big for us because that spaces the floor. A lot of teams can't leave him, and then that opens up driving gaps. And so that's helped me a lot because I know guys aren't going to help off him. So if I attack his side, I'll have space to work. And if they do decide to help, it's a bad decision. It's going to be a kick-out three. And so it's been nice having him alongside me.
And then you're looking at your boy Odo down there like, okay, listen up here, young green bulldog pup. Come on over here. And when they get us, now it's time for you to shine, right? Coach, what's your biggest takeaway from Zach Odo this year, from what his development has been like from last year to this year?
Yeah, Coach and I were talking about it. We're not sure we've seen a kid make that big of a jump from one year to the next. If you look at his freshman year, I think, I don't know what he was averaging, but just his growth. But he works at it. And that kid's always in the gym. Him and Garrison are always in the gym with some other guys. But his growth's been tremendous, and it's been nice to have him and Gary play with each other because their connection. Like I think of a game, it was at Cedarville, and Gary got in foul trouble, and we were switching ball screens, and they were ISOing Gary because they knew he had 4 fouls. And they kind of went back to something they did in high school because they're both so familiar with each other with that ball screen coverage. So that's nice when your guys are like, hey, we got this, coach. We've done this in high school. We know what we're doing. I'm like, okay, well, that's good to have.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. That's it. That chemistry when you don't even have to talk to a guy. You know, you're already inside your head. You know what you're doing, and you work that stuff out on the court. Coach, for you and JY, when you think about after tough practice throughout the week, you wind down with maybe more of a walkthrough type setting. Yep. What are the final messages to your guys before you go out on the court? Is it just like, hey, it's just another game? Do you guys try and bring a little bit of the juice to, kind of amplify the situation? Or is it just, hey, we're going to be calm, we're going to play our game and just do us?
Well, our guys know. We have a veteran group of guys, and like he said, they've been there before 2 years ago. They know what it's about. So we're ready to take that next step. And we're just going to focus on the things we talk about every single day, which is defend, guard, and rebound. And, when you get to tournament time, it comes down to some guys got to make some shots, some guys got to step up and make some plays, and we just got to do what we do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, Garrison, I know you got to be excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. I know all of Cavalier Nation's excited for it. Everybody's out there, swords up, ready to go, rock and roll. And, hey, nothing but the best to you guys, man. Really appreciate you guys stopping by, chopping it up with us here a little bit ahead of your national tournament game over there in Indianapolis against Lake Superior. Guys, we'll be back with more after this, and we're going to get a chance. Who are we catching up with here, Coach? You got Aiden Satterfield there?
Yeah, we got Aiden and Zach Odo.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to get to hear about that young green bulldog, see if he feels like he's made that jump like you talked about, because that's pretty high praise, if you've been around a lot of basketball over your days, to say that Tremendous. He may have been the guy that's made the biggest jump from first to second year. So great stuff from Coach Shardo, Garrison Kiesler. Wish you guys all nothing but the best. And hey, we'll be back with more after this from the Washington Square Winking Lizard. Hang on.
At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.
The leader in quality drivetrain components, H&H Truck Parts is a name you can trust. Located in Valley View, Ohio at 5500 South Cloverleaf Parkway, H&H can handle all your heavy-duty truck needs. Come in and exchange your transmission, differential, or power steering gearbox. But that's not all. H&H is equipped to handle all your parts needs. Permco pumps, Muncie PTOs, Neapco U-joints, Spicer yokes, new Eaton clutches, and more. Let the professionals at H&H Truck Parts handle your transmission or differential installation in one of their 6 service bays. Specializing in drivetrain repairs, stop by and have your drive shaft balanced, flywheel resurfaced, or your clutch installed alongside the best transmissions and differentials on the road. You know why they're the best? Because H&H is Ohio's largest purchaser of Eaton Fuller parts. Need a blower or a pump? H&H distributes Paragon and Permco brands. Names you can trust with your livelihood on the road. Call H&H Truck Parts today for the leader in heavy-duty truck parts and service. Call locally at 216-642-4540. Toll free at 800-601-4540 or check them out online at hhtruckparts.com. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Washington Square Winking Lizard. I'm TJ Downing with the SMG Network here with the Walsh Cavaliers. We're with the men's basketball team here today because they're getting ready for the national tournament, taking on Lake Superior. And I'm joined now by Zach Odo and Aiden Satterfield. Hey, you guys might remember this cat right here. He was our player of the game. My man over here with the alley-oop,
Yes,
dropping
sir.
the three
Thank
balls,
you.
coming across the lane, offhand, laying it in. Big production, man, from you in your role playing, coming off the bench. And I talked to Garrison. We call him Gary now. Coach Chardo said I'm allowed in on the crew. I can call him Gary. He talked about how rewarding that is for him to be able to see you come in there and just light it up, because your teammates know what you have inside of you and what you're capable of. But when you come out there, and it's different than just making a jumper, right? You come out there and bang something down like that. That's you electrified the gym, and after you guys have been trailing that entire game, I mean, what's that feeling like, man, when you come in and you took it over?
I mean, it's a good feeling. I mean, like you said, my teammates know what I can do, and they kind of see it on a daily basis. But I mean, guys like Gary, guys like Zach, I mean, they get mad if I don't shoot it. So I mean, it's a blessing, and I'm thankful to have teammates like that. But I mean, it was definitely a nice feeling, but it was nice to see all the work pay off.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. You guys put in a lot of work. I mean, sitting here at 25-4, getting ready for the national tournament. It seems like Oakland was a long time ago, right? Zach, high praise coming down from Coach Chardo on you, man. Said that, some of the conversations between him and JY, it's like we may have never seen a guy make that big of a jump from year 1 to year 2 when they talk about you, man. And what in your mind has allowed you to grow and develop, because first year is always tough for anybody, man, in college athletics. And you start to learn a couple things, and even year 2 can be a little bit tricky, man, but you've kind of come into your own. You're feeling good. You got confidence out there on the court. What has been it for you? Is it the mental side of the game? Has it been film study? Has it just been the extra workouts, or, just more gym time?
I would definitely say the mental side more than anything. I went over again and again in my head that freshman year was going to be rocky, a lot of ups and downs, and I kind of took that into the summer with me, like, okay, I didn't have the year I maybe would have wanted, and that was kind of the same thing in high school. Like, I didn't play a lot with an ankle injury my freshman year and came out sophomore year and had a great year, so I kind of just kept that in the back of my head and kept working, trusted my game, and just went out there and knew that whatever was going to happen would happen, and trusted my game and tried to do my thing best I could.
Went out there and got a bunch of wins for Coach Mark over there, got him up to 300, boosted him up a little bit. Aiden, when you start thinking about this tournament, you guys just went through the GMAC tournament to win it. You've been here long enough. You guys have had it over here a couple times, but to have your home energy, and I know we talk about it all the time on Wednesdays at the Wink, man. Whenever I'm talking to Walsh Cavalier student athletes, it's so cool that you guys have all the support from your other peers and student athletes. They come out and that gym's packed and everybody's excited. I mean, that energy, that tournament time energy is something different, right?
Yes, sir, it definitely is. I mean, it's just different within the team, like how we approach things, and like our mindset throughout that whole week was completely different. And then, definitely, obviously it was spring break, so like all of the students couldn't come. But I mean, they were definitely still like texting us, checking in, making sure, hoping that we do well. And yeah, that support is big. It's nice. And then, like, obviously all of our families come out that week too, so it's been fun.
Well, so that's a little something different, because obviously you're going to get different responses from coaches. But I kind of asked Coach, I said, what's the vibe been like for practice this week? Is it just kind of business as usual, same old? But you kind of said a little bit different, man. It's in the locker room, maybe between you and the guys. It's like
just a little bit.
It is, I mean, what's that feel like for you? Being a young guy on the team. I mean, you're put into a position now where it's like, man, this is something I've never experienced before, and this is pretty cool. It's got that different feel. Win or go home, be done for the year. I mean, when you're playing with that extra juice on the court, man, that's how do you harness it all?
It is a lot. It's a lot of pressure. It's not a regular season game where if we win, we play on Saturday or we play on Thursday. And we were kind of low in the region, so it was like every game's a must-win. And you could kind of feel that energy. Like, we were playing for our season. This was our every game in the GMAC tournament was basically our championship, because we had to punch our bid. And yeah, we could just feel it within the team. Like, guys were making plays, diving on the floor. Bench was bringing energy. It was awesome.
You're supposed to say Zach Odo's only one guy. I can only do so much. No, that's different though, Aiden. 'Cause, I mean, you always want to feel like your guys are always diving on the floor, but I mean, there's a little bit something extra inside of you. And now up at another level, you're going to the national tournament. I mean, it's that's a different feeling, a different vibe that a lot of Division II colleges don't get to experience, man. You know, you've really got to play some extraordinary basketball, whether you win your conference title or have a phenomenal regular season. I mean, you got to be playing some really extraordinary basketball to be able to make it to this point. For you, when you look at the opponent that you're getting ready to face and what you guys might be able to do to attack them and ultimately come away with that win and keep on playing.
Yeah.
What is it that you're seeing from this squad?
I mean, it's a different team. It's something new, so that's something that we appreciate too, because it's nice to play somebody new instead of, you know, your same old conference opponents. But I mean, they look pretty good. Obviously, we don't really know much about them, but just from watching film on them, they run a lot of actions that we guard every day in practice. So I mean, we're pretty confident about that.
There's some familiarity there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They have some really good shooters. They actually have their conference defensive player of the year too. So they're a pretty good squad coming in. They got a lot of wins under their belt. Obviously, they made the region, so they made the region without winning their tournament. So they're definitely pretty good. But you know, we're pretty confident. We work hard. You know, we trust the work. We trust the philosophy that JY has preached to us since August. So we're gonna just go out and hopefully get it done.
He's been preaching that for a long time, man. JY's been around this place for a long, long time. And we want to give a special shout out to some of our partners before we start kind of digging in here on some other topics with the Walsh Cavaliers basketball team. My guy, Aiden Satterfield and Zach Odo joining me here. But shout out to Huntington Bank, Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital, Bell Stores, and also Altman and our good friends at the Sam Center Serving Area Military, giving out over 17,000 pounds of food every first and third Friday to veteran families in need. Make sure to get behind them. Check them out on social media. Go over to athletics.walsh.edu for all of your Walsh Cavalier knowledge, info, anything you need, scores, roster schedules. And also, if you just want to get it right to your phone, download the Walsh Cavalier Athletic mobile app on Google Store or Google Play, Apple Store. Wherever you get your apps, download that. You can get stats, scores, all the stuff that these guys got going on as we get closer to baseball season, softball season, all that's going on right over here. Lacrosse, you can jump on there and get all the information you need to stay up to date on where your favorite Walsh Cavalier athletic teams are playing. All right, Coach Shardo, when I asked him from Oakland to Thomas More, what's the biggest growth and development you've seen for this squad? And he said it was defense. You know, and you just mentioned that, you know, this team's got the Defensive Player of the Year from their conference. When you guys think about defense and some different philosophies, I know people I know it's different from college to NBA, but people always get defense skewed because they just think that basketball players don't play defense no more. You know, but I mean, what is the difficulty? What is the trick? What is it? Is it just hustle? Is it just extra effort? Is it just hard work? What does it take to make a really good defensive player?
I think it's mentality. You gotta want to. It's hard, but you gotta want to sit down and guard people. And JY gives us that mentality every single day. You know, we work on defense a lot, and his philosophy is really defensive minded. He knows some days we'll be making shots, some days we won't. But if we sit down and play defense and take care of the ball, we'll always be in the game.
Body them up, get physical, right?
Yes, sir.
That's how you do it. You know, when I've always thought one of the toughest things I see in the game of basketball is when, you know, you got somebody coming right down the lane at you, and you know you got to take that charge. You know, you got to sit there and just take it right on the chest, right? You got to have, when you say take it on chest, you got to have something right in here to be able to take that, right?
Yeah.
You know, to do that when you know the game's on the line, you know, being smart. I mean, you think about when teams get into foul trouble and certain situations, you know, you get strategies inside of a game, how you're going to attack somebody. I mean, I think that's, you know, shine a little light on both your coaches here, JY and Coach Shardo. I mean, I know they do a phenomenal job, but you kind of separate the good coaches from the great coaches that can handle those situations the right way. Like, hey, okay, listen, we know this guy's got 4 on him, so this is the offense we're going to set up. We're going to attack this guy, and we're going to get his ass out of the game.
Nah, there's definitely they definitely know what they're doing. Like you said, separates the good coaches from the great coaches. And I mean, like for me personally, like the whole reason like I haven't been playing was because my defense wasn't good. And I mean, they told me that, and I know that.
It's always nice having coaches that are real, honest, and they'll just tell you right to your face.
Right, and I mean that's something that I really tried to lock in on, and I tried to help the team with. And like Zach said, it's about your mentality, but it's also about like being smart, like knowing where you need to be, and knowing what the other team's running, and things like that. But and Jaywan and Charter do a great job at that, and that's why they're such great coaches, because they prepare us. Like we basically know what the team's gonna run before the game even starts. And Charter's always screaming on the bench like, "This is about to happen. This is about to happen." So yeah, we're definitely lucky to have those guys, and they always tell us. We always strategize. I mean, and it's pretty easy when you got a player like Garrison too, who can just kind of like get a bucket or make a good pass or do everything. So that makes it easier too.
Preparation is the key, man. Anytime, any sport you compete in, man, when you're prepared and you get out there, you can just kind of let it fly and let it go. And I'm sure that's what you guys are looking forward to in this game coming up. So when you just talk about the vibe of the team in the locker room, when you guys are just kind of talking about this game coming up, you know, what are some of the conversations like, man? I mean, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I mean, the excitement level's got to be, it's through the roof right now, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all know we're blessed to be able to even compete in the NCAA tournament. Like you said earlier, that's something a lot of people don't get to experience.
Yeah.
But we also know that we've paved our way to be here, and we can compete. We feel like we can compete with any team in the region. So we're all obviously very excited. And we know that if we play our game and do what we do, that we can, like I said, compete and be in the game with Lake Superior and hopefully many more teams.
Preparation, confidence, humility. Those are that's the recipe right there, right? That's the recipe to making the run. All right,
Yes,
Zach, Aiden, appreciate you guys joining us here today on Wednesdays at the Wink, and we'll always be back here every Wednesday. We're going to roll this thing into the spring with all of our spring sports. We'll have stunt coming back up with you. We'll have baseball, softball, lacrosse. We're going to check in with all of them. We just had men's lacrosse on. We've talked to women's lacrosse. So we'll continue to update you guys on everything going on here at Walsh Cavalier Athletics from the Washington Square Winking Lizard. All right, for TJ Downing, my man Aiden Satterfield over here, and Zach Oda, these guys are getting ready to go down and play in the national tournament. As we always say, man, swords up, get it done, have some fun, bring back a W, and keep this thing rolling. So we'll be back next week with more on the SMG Network. Washington Square Winking Lizard. Stop out here and check them out. And thank you again to all of our great partners, Huntington Bank, Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital, Altman, and Bell Stores. Check out the Sam Center as well, and always hang with us here at smgnetwork.tkdssports.com. Shout out to my girl Greenie over here, Christina Payon, always putting us in the driver's seat. And tune in, give us a like, follow, share, spread the word around. Walsh Cavalier Athletics men's basketball riding with you here this week, national tournament. Stay with us. We'll be back next week. Cackley Insurance is a locally owned home, auto, and life insurance specialist. Located in Cuyahoga Falls at 619 Portage Trail, Cackley Insurance puts their clients first, and as an independent agent, they are proud to serve their community. As a proud supporter of high school athletics in the community, give Cackley Insurance a call today at 330-929-6006 or visit them online at cackleyinsurance.com. That's KACKLEY insurance.com. And thank you for your support of Stark Media and high school athletics around the area. You came to Stark Media for the best? Well, now you got it. Check out Lindsay's Pizza on 2827 Whipple Avenue Northwest inside of the Hillsdale Shopping Center. The preferred post-game pizza of the Stark Media team is open until 11 p.m., and it has all the essentials for game day. Pizza, chicken, salads, and sandwiches are just a click away at lindsayspizza.com. But you should trust a former Ohio State All-American and just call them right now at 330-477-3800. 477-3800. This is TJ Downing for Lindsay's Pizza, and I approve this message.